Happy Monday night, Pitmasters. What's going on, Derek?
Oh, man. How you doing?
Not a whole lot, man. Just hanging out, cooking some chili.
I was going to ask, how'd that go?
Yeah, fourth place. Not bad. I
Okay.
got 1-8 that took me out of a perfect score, but it's fine.
Is it really fine?
And it was on appearance.
Oh, and they always say it's underrated, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So
until that 1 point counts.
Exactly. Yeah. So it hurts, but oh well. But man, you just got back from the Jack. That rhymes.
Yeah.
That should be your MC.
No, it was I went out with Gabe Trevino with Smoking Volts, and I got to I tell everybody, and they're like, "Oh, you out cooking?" I'm like, "No. I'm the how you say the jock strap. I'm here for support." So wherever they needed me, I was there. So it was great to see some barbecue family out there from across the country, even across the world. So yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. Are there any events in your area? Because I know we only have one more SCA event in the state of Utah, and then we have Christy Vanover's event in 3 weeks in November in Vegas. She said she has 4 spots left. We'll bring her in here in just a minute to talk about that. But anything in California? Anything on the radar?
We don't have anything on the radar. Everybody's already talking about Bullhead City in January. Yep. But I think everybody's looking more towards, in the 3 weeks. So we got the Royal coming up. There's Boobacue this weekend that a lot of people are cooking. And then going straight to the Royal the following weekend. And then it's kind of a break and then straight to Vegas. So a lot of people are flying in, people are traveling in. So I think that's pretty much what's on the radar.
Perfect. Yeah. Let's go talk to Christy and see what she has in store for that. Christy.
Hi.
Man, the jackpot's coming up right around the corner. Are you ready? You pulled all your hair out?
I'm not pulling my hair out. I'm excited. It's going to be
great.
There
we go. Heck yeah. So what do we got going on? We've expanded from the original 94 teams. The original was
we were in the 90s, and then Silverton Casino, there's usually a section of the parking lot that we can't use, and they were like, you know what, we really like this, we're going to give you the space. And I'm like, sweet. So I can fit 107 now, and I think we've got, or maybe it's 106, and I've got 102 already locked in. So I've got 2 more people that are potentially going to fill those last 4 spots. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. But other than that, I do have 2 spots that are unaccounted for. So
there is no more wait list. There's no more wait list anymore?
Correct. I'm through the wait list, and several people on the wait list declined in the end. Okay. Stuff comes up, but yeah, the wait list. So like, if you want to compete, now's your chance. Like, after tonight's show, I anticipate that we'll get some more teams and be sold out again.
Heck yeah, that is awesome. And then you're also picking up sponsors. You're steamrolling the sponsors.
Yeah, so I'm really excited this year. We're going to have an area called the Barbecue Pit Stop. I named it that because it's also F1 weekend. They've got a pit, we've got a pit. So kind of tying all that in there. But what's really cool is not only are we going to have free barbecue samples, we've got Duraflame, we've got Monument Grills and Hey Grill Hey. They're all going to be setting up grills, smoking meat, serving it, just samples out there for everybody. But we've also got Jack Daniel's now, and they're actually going to work with the Silverton Casino and set up a bar out there. So they'll have like large Jenga games, Connect 4, all that fun stuff, and chairs, and just sit around and have cocktails, barbecue, and really hang. And yeah, it should be fun. A little bit. We'll bring in the public a little bit more, but also kind of give kind of a relaxing, chill lounge space for everybody.
Heck yeah. And then you also have sponsorship opportunities. Are there premium spots? How does your sponsorships work for anybody who may want to sponsor the event?
Yeah, we're down to the wire now. We've got about 3 weeks left. So honestly, at this point, if somebody wants to sponsor, I don't have a lot of space left. If you're wanting to demo, I've got a little bit. But really at this point, if we get more sponsors, I'll just raise the prize purse. We're at 20,000 now, and I have no problem raising it if more money comes in.
Heck yeah, that is awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, cool. We have an awesome guest tonight. We have Kairos Artisan Blends. When was the last time you guys had a rub in a bottle? Like an actual glass
in a glass jar.
Yeah. Yeah. So
definitely excited about that. Nice change of pace, right?
Yeah, definitely. So let's go talk to David and see where this inspiration came from, and then we'll give it some tasting and give some feedback.
We call it Thermapen 1, the first true 1-second cooking thermometer. Its unprecedented speed means Thermapen 1's responsiveness approaches the speed of thought. Because when you're plating the perfect menu or smoking the perfect side of barbecue, You don't have time to think about how your instant read thermometer is accurate to 0.5 degrees in 1 second or less, or how rugged and waterproof it is, or how big, elegant and bright the backlit display is. You'll just know it works, because our perfection powers your perfection. Seek perfection with Thermapen One.
Welcome to the show, team. How's it going? How's everybody doing?
What's going on, everybody?
Fabulous. Thank you.
Cool. All right, let's do the rundown real quick about who you are and what you do. Derek, go ahead and start us off.
Hey, Derek Walls here with part of West Coast Barbecue Shop team, KCBS team. Background in helping organize, not to the extent of Christy Vanover with her Vegas contest coming up in a couple weeks, but had my hand in helping organize backyard and KCBS contests. And then just eventually got out onto the competition trail back in 2022. So, yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Sweet. Christy Vanover.
Hey guys, I am Christy Vanover from Girls Can Grill, competition pit master, kind of teacher of barbecue, judge, organizer, and I'm also helping to organize the Alfregoni Texas Open Fire meetup that's going to be next week. So I'm excited for that in Hondo, Texas. We got a huge group of, I think we're at 27 teams now from across the country. So that's going to be a good time. That
is awesome. We got John Mann.
Yeah, I'm John Mann, Alaska Barbecue Man on the social media stuff. I'm a rep in a whole bunch of places, I guess. SCA, KCBS, Rib Cook-Off Association. I should say my wife and I are reps. She does most of the the hard work. I'm just a pretty face, I guess. But no, we run all the competitions up in the state of Alaska, and actually now all across the world. We can say it since we had one in Costa Rica last year. But I'm sad to announce that Bullhead City is off our calendar. We won't be there, Derek. I know you're probably going to be there.
Bummer.
Personal reasons. We have backed out a little bit to work on some let's just call it health issues at this point. Okay. But Christy, I'm not going to make it to Vegas this year either. But I'm proud of what you've done out there. That the small contest that we organized, I can't imagine how much work is involved in 100 and some odd teams. We're lucky to hit 15, in Alaska. So, but I'm excited. This is a brand new rub for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds good. And then Michael.
Mike Peterson with M&J's Barbecue, SEA, do some catering, getting back into the KCBS, just filling in spots on teams that need a hand, and that's about it.
Awesome. All right, and then David, let's give it down, the man of the hour.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, thanks for having me. Cool. Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about myself, kind of the origin story of Kairos. So I'm an outdoors guy. I love to surf, fish, hunt. And so this story starts about 10 years ago. I've always been very interested I love food. So we have something in common. I love barbecue. I am nowhere near your guys' world, but I think that might make this a little bit more interesting. And so I've always been very passionate about food and nutrition, right? Back buying full cows, full beef from the ranchers, 15 years ago, before there was Crowd Cow or any of these other mail order boxes. And people thought I was crazy back then. And so I thought the next step in the evolution of getting to know and kind of connecting with my food was to get into hunting. Now, I didn't come from a hunting background, had a bit of shooting sports expertise, but I don't know if you guys, how familiar you are with the process across the West and getting tags to go hunting. It's not as easy living in California just to be able to go hunt whenever you want to. So I'm an engineer by trade, bit of a nerd. So I started putting spreadsheets together, applying for points and draws. So it took me about 7 years to actually get enough points to go hunt in Arizona. So I was out bow hunting in Arizona, took my first elk, harvested that elk, was super excited about it, didn't know what to do. And then when I brought it home, right, this was a very long process for me, reading books, meeting people, getting mentored. And so I really wanted to share the story with my friends and family. So when I sat down to kind of put together the first cook and really share these backstraps and the story with my friends and family, I went to go grab some rub that was, out of my cabinet, and I looked at the back, the ingredients, it was kind of clumpy, had a bunch of scientific names I didn't recognize. And to be honest, I just felt like I wasn't honoring the story and the animal by just using some of the stuff that, I found at the local grocery store. So it started me on this mission, selfishly at first, is to see like, hey, can I take everything to the extreme. So can I put something together that is the best in class, world class? Let's find the best ingredients. Let's talk to the farmers. So I was making phone calls to talk to people at payphones in India to procure peppers, domestic garlic farmers here in California, to kind of put together the ingredients and build some of these formulas around that. And, I started sharing this story, sharing the product with my friends and family. They loved it. You should sell this. I'm like, that's a great idea. So, then I'm trying to figure out where to sell it, trying to sell it on Etsy to begin with, and then started kind of this, full journey of direct to consumer products on there. So, we are now expanding into wholesale. We do a lot of direct to consumer sales. We kind of really think of ourselves as being a bit different than a lot of the other rubs that you see out there, right? You got the stuff you guys put together in your competitions, or the stuff that your friends makes. There's a time and place for it. I think it's awesome. But, our goal here is to put together some of the best ingredients we can find to help facilitate the meals and really making those moments with your friends and family. I think when we look back on this, this life, this crazy lives that we live, some of the best moments are going to be shared around the table and around food. So Kairos, the name itself, is Greek for a special moment in time. So our goal is just to help facilitate that moment in time, to help people spend time in story with friends and family around the table and enjoying a good meal.
And that's an awesome story. I totally get where you are coming from the hunting aspect. In the West, I live in Utah, and I am an archery hunter myself. So yes, the point system is rough out here as well. But Team Hoyt, by the way.
Yeah, here we go. I've been on Team Hoyt since the beginning.
There we go. I'm kind of biased to it because I worked in the manufacturing plant for over 15 years, I guess 13 years. So
they
very biased to that brand.
Yeah.
But so tonight we have two rubs. We have a Santa Maria rub, and then we also have a Hawaiian Black Sea salt and coffee rub. We are going to start off with the Santa Maria rub here. Can you tell us a little bit about this and the development of this while we give it a taste, and we'll come in and give you our feedback?
Yeah, of course. So I've spent quite a bit of time in California, Central California, surfing up and down the coast. And I love, tri-tip. I love, Santa Maria in the way they smoke it there on the Santa Maria grills. And so I, kind of put this together not only to facilitate that, making tri-tip, but also I think of it as kind of like the Ford F-150 that you can use it, everything from tri-tip, New York strips, going on veggies. And so this is around, I really love the Telecherry pepper. I like spicy stuff, but my goal is never to really like overpower the meal with that. I really want to take the taste buds on like a roller coaster of flavor. And so we use the Telecherry pepper in there. Kind of the basis of the Telecherry is they let it, they grow in India. They let it stay on the vine a little bit longer than normal pepper, and it kind of develops that spicy profile on the end. So that's really good. Garlic, you can never have too much of that. A little bit of cayenne. Rosemary, really the rosemary is what's going to have that kind of signature flavor in that. Paprika, a little bit of onion, and sea salt. So we don't do any preservatives. We try to keep everything as organic as possible and stay as close to the supply chain, right? We know the guys' names that are out there picking a lot of this stuff. And so we try to really formulate that blend around kind of the fun taste there, keeping it classic to the Central Coast and Santa Maria region.
That is awesome. So I'm going to say this is the very first time with any rub I've ever tasted. I can literally, it's almost like a amusement ride. You can literally taste every flavor going through it. It started off with the peppery, the salt, and then you got the cayenne a little bit in there. The rosemary kicks in right at the end. It's very well balanced, honestly. I thought the rosemary was going to overpower, but it kind of does in the dry rub. But I can see that when, sear off a steak, sear off a tri-tip, it offers that flavor that people try to use. They use the rosemary to, baste steaks and tri-tips with it and to get that flavor. Yeah, and Amanda says you get that heat that lingers, which is nice. It's that peppery heat that's on the back end. Like I said, this is the first rub I've ever tasted where you can literally taste every ingredient inside the rub.
Yeah.
So that is my opinion on this one. Somebody else grab the mic and let them know what you think.
I'll jump on in. I love that you use the telecherry pepper because it has more of a like fruitiness to it to me. So I mean, everything he just said, like also is like, you don't smell like fillers. It's all like super bright and fresh. The garlic stands out. The rosemary, I love that it's ground so fine. So you're not getting like chunks of that kind of get stuck in your teeth. Like it's all very uniform in how the blend is. And it just takes me back to Santa Maria. Like I've been there. I've had Santa Maria tri-tip from Francosini, and this like takes me right back there. So this is going to be really fun to put on not just tri-tip, but all sorts of beef things, even on chicken with that rosemary. I think that would be really, really beautiful. So yeah, fantastic job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a pork belly. Pancetta with this rub on it would be really good. I really like that earthiness because it's, like you said, there's no real fillers to it. It's very earthy. The rosemary, like you get the smell of the rosemary right off the gate. You get that garlic, and then the pepper. You get the two different peppers. You get one right at the front, and then you get one at the back. I like it. And I like the glass jar.
Yeah, the glass jar is awesome.
I love it. It's a headache though, right?
I imagine.
Yeah, I can imagine on the logistic side of things that the glass is probably a little bit of a headache, but I appreciate it. With the kind of gives it a upper echelon feel, I guess. A little bit more than a plastic bottle, but gotta kind of make fun of myself here a little bit. I've never heard of a telecherry pepper. So that one is new to me. Now I'm going to have to look it up and figure out where it's from and how and all that kind of stuff. But very pepper forward. The aroma, like just kind of bouncing off what everybody else said. It's really fresh. It's not overpowering. The cayenne. I'm a spicy guy, so I love it. I'm thinking this is going to be a perfect ribeye rub for myself. I don't think I would use it in a comp because of the spicy finish, but depending on the judges that are at your table, it may be a good thing or a bad thing, but it would be a gamble on an SCA type steak. But I'm a big tri-tip fan. I don't own a Santa Maria. I'm trying to get there and get one, but I can see how this on an open fire cook would be, just really, really good. So nice job. The blend is perfect.
Yep. Derek.
Yeah, no, very, very nice. And just like everybody has touched on, the earthiness definitely reminds me of the holiday season, which is perfect. We're knocking on that door right now. So not just on beef. I can definitely see this on big game, on an elk roast or something along those lines. Poultry, why not? Especially with the rosemary. And touching on what Anthony had mentioned, that roller coaster of flavors, and everybody kind of hit on as well with the pepperiness on the front end. And I was like, and I'm looking at the ingredients, and what blows me away is there's only 7 ingredients in this one blend, in this one rub. There's only 7, and you can taste them all. And there's no sugar in this, but yet you get a subtle sweetness from these flavors on the front end. You start off a little pepperiness, then you get a little bit of sweet on the back end. But again, it's very subtle because I had to look for it. But as an overall, even says on here seafood, like I can definitely see this on seafood 100%, especially if you're going to do live fire over a direct flame and give it that kiss of a flame. I can see that doing really well. I think what really impressed me too was the granular size. So it was kind of a mixed bag. You didn't have any large granules in there, but you also kind of had that, I guess, as some people probably kind of like a finer powder, almost like a finishing dust. So the initial taste, maybe I took too big of a taste, but it dissipated immediately as soon as it hit the tongue. And then you were left with the bigger granules, which were still, they weren't overpowering or, ginormous that you had to crunch through them, but I was like, this is like a fun balance. So I feel like you guys did your homework with this one, but especially with 7 ingredients, no sugar in this, like I'm excited to try this on everything. Like seriously. So very nice work.
Yeah, I agree. I just thought about it, man. We have some yellowtail in the freezer.
Right. See,
This
yeah,
could hit a home run on that.
Oh, 100%. And you said you guys just started doing wholesale as well. I know you do a lot of direct to consumer. Okay, cool. And I could see you do get those customers too. If you ever spend time in an Ace Hardware or a barbecue shop or in the rub aisle, some people going, I need something different. I need something that's not so sweet. All these rubs all come off as sweet. And then you get some people, I want sugar-free sauce. I want something more holistic, more, simple. And I would definitely recommend this 100%. This is exactly what that demographic is looking for.
It's so
yeah,
giftable.
from all the type 2 diabetics that are out there, we appreciate the no sugar.
Yeah, like Christy said, this is a fantastic holiday gift. It's something out of the normal, especially for that person. You're like, they like to grill, but they're not into like barbecuing, but they love the outdoors, and they might have some wild game or something like that. This is the perfect gift for them for sure.
100%.
Throw them in a basket with a pair of tongs or something, and
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful gift.
Yeah, the packaging is beautiful. Amanda loves the story behind it, everything. She loves everything about it. But
it's one of those things you could leave out on the counter too. It's not like you have to hide it in a cupboard, or it's kind of like, oh, it's gonna look tacky if I just leave it out. It's like, no, that's our go-to. It stays right next to the stove because I put it on eggs. I put it on everything.
For sure.
Yeah, we're kind of design nerds, and so we wanted to look good like on the aisle, but we also wanted to make sure that your wife allowed it to sit there next to the stove.
that checks out, because that's exactly.
I have a question for you. When you cook with this, do you use it predominantly, I assume, as your pre-seasoning, but do you also finish with it? Like, do you also, after your meat's cooked, like give a sprinkle of
the
this
focus
on
with this one's always been kind of pre-seasoning.
Okay. I like it.
Cool. Well, tell us a little bit about this Hawaiian black sea salt and coffee rub.
Okay, well, I thought it was a little bit unique. We always want to kind of do something a little bit different, just to stand out from everything else you're going to see at Ace Hardware, or that that spice aisle that you walk down. And so I'm also a coffee nerd, and so I wanted to figure out a way that we can incorporate coffee into one of these. I think for the people I talk to, they don't really think about eating coffee, right? And so with this one, I really wanted to incorporate that piece. So we stick with the Telecherry pepper. I'm very passionate about that. Like I said, spicy, fruity on that. We're going to have the same garlic and onion on that piece. We use a black sea salt to kind of change it up. So with that is actually sea salt from the Hawaiian Islands. It's a charcoal activated sea salt. So that's going to be sea salt that sits from the lava fields and the flow over that, and kind of the burnt coconuts and that piece. So it's totally a different kind of salt, but just something that's a little bit unique than you're just, the normal flaky sea salt you're going to see. Want to keep it a little bit spicy, so some New Mexico chili powder added to that, and then turmeric. There's a little bit of turmeric in there. I think not only is it really a superfood nutritional value, it adds a little bit of cool color, and then has kind of a unique little additive that's in there to that piece. And so with this, this is always my challenger I put up against people. I'm like, hey, you get a cast iron grill, get yourself a nice New York strip from somebody, coat this bad boy with that, do a little, sear on both sides, keep it very rare in the inside. What I like really with the coffee grains is we use a lighter roast, because it's actually going to roast a bit, in that pan, but really gives you a nice crust on that. So if you cut it nice and thin after you pull it off that sear, it's going to give that crunchiness factor. So I think it's a really fun, because you're going to have that nice spice. You're going to get the garlic that you're looking for there, but then that crunch, really the texture of it is just kind of makes it just that meal more enjoyable and a little bit more fun on it.
Yeah, man. So when I cracked it open, most coffee rubs, you kind of will smell that like coffee, almost the mocha types coffee smell, right? This one I smell pepper and just the very lightest hint of the coffee. When I go to taste it, I get the peppery and the salty right out the gate. That just kind of takes right over. But then as that dissipates, the coffee kind of comes in and builds on you. But then you have it must be the black sea salt that's with the chunkier that kind of washes that away. And I think that the larger chunks are going to be nice, especially when you're doing a longer cook, or even letting this pull moisture out of a steak, brisket, anything, that salt is definitely going to help a lot longer to be able to help penetrate those flavors down into the meat too. So honestly, this is probably one of my favorite coffee rubs I've ever tasted. Truly, because it's not overpowering.
Powerful.
Yeah, this is really, really well done, and I appreciate it. And then Amanda over here, she's not a coffee person at all, and she's like, I love this. She likes this. So it's home run, man. Shohei Ohtani 50-50 home run, man.
Yeah, and that salt with it being the name, the salt, you expect that to be kind of overpowering, and it's not. It's actually a mild salt.
Yeah.
For the size of the granites. Yeah, it's a great job.
Yes.
Yeah, one thing I'm really liking about it is that a lot of times I find with coffee rubs that you get the grittiness of the coffee, and that kind of stands out. But it seems like you've blended the peppercorns to be the same size as the coffee, the salt the same size as the coffee. Yeah, so those little crunchynesses that you get aren't just coffee. Sometimes it's a little bit of salt in the back of your mouth, and so yeah, the crust that this is going to form is definitely going to be incredible. I like that you use decaf coffee too. Like some people, like I wouldn't have ever thought about that. And then the chili powder, I'm hands down a chili girl, and so I love that you use New Mexican chilies because they're definitely more earthy, and that just really kind of balances really nicely with the coffee. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, awesome. John.
Okay, right out of the box, here, or the bottle, I should say. Right when I read the label, I'm like, oh great, here we go. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I expected the typical open the can and get smacked in the face with the coffee smell, and so I appreciated that right off the bat that it didn't overpower with the coffee smell. And then I didn't even get the coffee until the finish. I tasted the pepper, and then the coffee hit, and like Anthony was saying, then it blended really quickly with the black sea salt is what it is. Okay, yeah. And the crunch from that, it took off the bite from the coffee flavor, I guess, is the easy way to put it. So I don't know what I would use this on first. I'm thinking, try a steak, some form of beef, maybe even a brisket would be. Maybe do a point and do some, but I think the crust is just going to be phenomenal with this, not being a big chunk, and it's not gonna smell like I brewed a cup of coffee when I'm out on the grill too. So I'm looking forward to it. So thumbs up from me, because being a non-coffee drinker, I was skeptical, but I would definitely buy it. I'm looking forward to cooking with it and probably ordering more. It's gonna be a good one, I'm pretty sure.
Well, John, you can just go outside on your back porch in Alaska and knock down one of those moose. It'll probably taste amazing on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it would definitely be
moose, bear, whatever you have in the deep freeze.
Whatever's in the pig pen in the back. Yeah.
Caribou.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Derek, what are your thoughts?
Everybody nailed it. And the one thing I will definitely say is this is well balanced, not overpowered by the coffee in any way, shape, or form. Right on the taste. I don't know why I did this, but I noticed that when I tried the sample of it, I think I just had an inhale and I was just kind of taking it all in. So tasting all the different flavors of the blend. And then I think as I exhaled, that's when the coffee and the sea salt hit, and it made that little cute pucker on the back end. So I didn't get bombarded. And I know Anthony said he got salt right away. I didn't get salt right away. I caught it more on the tail end. So I don't know if it was the larger granule that finally had a chance to dissipate, but it made me excited. I got a little giddy. I was like, oh, there's the coffee. Oh, there's the salt on the back end. Kind of like biting into a chocolate. You know what I mean? It was satisfying. So definitely very well balanced, and everybody on the panel nailed it. I think the first thing that came to mind, of course, naturally, I think, with a darker or coffee rub, people like to think about it, doing it with beef. And you said there was activated charcoal in this?
Yeah.
And you said it was from coconut?
Yes.
Or did I make that up? Yeah, right. Okay. I was like, I know another guy who has a charcoal rub and uses the coconut as well. So I was like, very well planned out. So, and I don't know too many people that do it that way because they do it with, they're methodical about doing it that way. So I was like, okay, very cool. So, but yeah, the first thing that came to mind was I want to do like a blackened fish for tacos, for fish tacos, and I'd imagine it'll definitely help make those flavors pop. With getting a nice crust on there. So, and then the fat kid, are you guys ready? You know me, I'm always a fat kid on here, right? And the fat
Ice
kid in
cream.
me, but what kind of ice cream?
I would
But
say
I think-
that would be a chocolate ice cream. I feel
Exactly. So I thought Rocky Road.
Yeah.
Almond fudge.
Yeah.
That's even
So
better.
exactly. So with the coffee on the chocolate, and then usually sea salt on chocolate, it helps amplify it as well. So I was like, oh, I thought about fish at first, and I was like, oh, never mind. I want this on Rocky Road. I don't even like Rocky Road, but I was like, this sounds like it'd be really good on there. But yeah, nice work, phenomenal stuff.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I really like headed to your website here. We got all seasoning blend without the bullshit. Let's just
there it is.
We want, yeah, there it is. But I am for our listeners, man. You have some other flavors too that I really want to try. Obviously, the sriracha sea salt, that sounds amazing.
Mhm.
And then also this what is it? The Old Mexico taco mix, man.
Old Mexico better than the new one.
Yeah, the Old Mexico. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that I might want to place an order and try those because these two definitely hit. So I don't see why the other two wouldn't.
So my question is, with the Old Mexico taco seasoning, am I throwing that like on flank or beef skirt steak, or am I just grounding?
Oh yeah, I mean that's
ground
what I
beef
do.
and-
But same with
Okay.
ground too. I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
very versatile. You can do both. But I mean,
Okay.
throw it with a couple limes, squeeze it in the Ziploc, throw that flank steak in that, leave it for a few hours, and I think you're good to go.
It's like you've done this before. I like it.
Yeah.
I love that you got some recipes
David, have you
for people who are curious.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
John,
the
what's
website looks
question?
phenomenal too.
Yeah, the website
David,
is
have you
super
ever put
clean.
on halibut?
Have I ever put on halibut?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Amanda
Yeah.
says she's putting
No, I
it
have
on
not.
rice. She's gonna put it in some rice and
Okay.
everything. So yeah, David, you hit a home run, dude. I'm always like kind of hesitant on, like just seeing bottles that are coming out in bottles, glass bottles. I always feel like it's gonna be like what should I say, farmer's market guy just trying to really figure it out and push it out
Like
there.
a
and then you open
gimmick?
it. Yeah, almost gimmicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just a traveling salesman. But this actually is a legit rub. And I'm looking forward to cooking with it and tagging you and telling you all the things of what I enjoy about it.
Awesome.
It talks the
Well,
talk and it
that's a good
walks the
thing.
walk, right?
Yes. Yes,
Now,
exactly.
honestly, could anybody come up with anything negative to say? Because I try to in these, like I'll
No.
be like, oh, it's overly sweet, or it's I try to. Okay,
I
what do you
have
got?
one thing that's negative, and it's not
Okay.
about your rub. It's that I'm over 50 and I can't read the bottle without my glasses on.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, that's me too. I had to get my glasses to read it.
all right. Besides
Honestly.
having to grab their readers, I couldn't think of anything that was.
No.
Because
Well,
sometimes
that's
it'll be
the
maybe the
only thing.
granular. Sometimes it'll be like the granular size, or it's like overly smoky or overly sweet. But I was like, dude, these are balanced. And again, it talks the talk and it walks the walk. It delivered just on the appearance. So nice work.
Yes. Well
Yeah.
done. I feel like this is something like that's gonna go in our trailer as well. It's gonna travel with us. It's gonna be the
It's going
flavor
camping
horse.
with you, huh?
It's gonna be the flavor horse of the travels for sure. So
Yeah, it's definitely an everyday rub.
yes, definitely.
Well, I
Well,
guess
Yeah. Final thoughts on everybody. I'll go first. My final thoughts is this is definitely a 10 out of 10 product. I was kind of closed-minded about it, but it really opened up my eyes about the product. And then also I'm going to throw out there and probably say that the coffee blend is my favorite out of the two.
Well, I'm going to say that I could see a few bottles coming my direction for Christmas gifts.
Yep.
And I like the Santa Maria better. I'm excited about that because I like the spiciness a little more.
Yeah. Amanda says she likes the Santa Maria as well.
I like the coffee.
I can't
Yeah.
decide which is better because they're both really phenomenal for different
Right.
different things. Like, yeah, so
Right.
two favorites. Fantastic job. I love your story too. Like, I did read through your website, and just your overall mission and direction of what you're doing is really great. The clean ingredients, and then just the fact that the flavors are so bold but like balanced is really, really nice. So I just followed you on all the socials because I can't wait to see what's next.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to cooking with it. Like to play around, maybe do some social media content with it, and I'm probably going to end up buying some for a birthday present for my son. He really enjoys the spiciness too, and I think hands down that's the best coffee rub I've ever had. So nice job on that.
Yeah, and I think you kind of said a little bit there, John. It's very social media presentable. You can actually read the bottle. Even in your photos, if you have this out there just sitting on the counter, people are going to be able to identify it quickly and not going to wonder what you are using. So, yes, once again, back to the labels, home run. other than the small font.
That's a different demographic anyways. It's all right. They got readers. They got an app for that.
Christy, he did that on purpose to make us pick it up off the shelf so we could get it closer. Yeah.
Next thing you know, it'll be in your cart. It'll be in your shopping basket. See,
there you go.
That's marketing right there.
Yeah.
But
Derek, final thoughts.
Final thought. No, it's a home run for sure. 100%. Just like everybody else touching on, it's definitely going to be a great stocking stuffer. Great for that picky individual who's maybe kind of like bougie about their rubs. Like I can't see anybody. I like my mother is picky. She's a little Filipino lady, and I could see her being like, "Oh, I could do this on the fish. I can do it on these." Yeah, because she's gonna like this. Versus the sweet stuff. No, it's too sweet. It's too sweet. Everybody would love this. Seriously. And I can't pick either. It's Chrissy, you couldn't tell. She's like, I like them both. They both bring something different. And I felt the same. I was like, it's like asking me to choose between my son and my daughter. I'm like, I love them both. So yeah, I can't. I love them both. That's what it comes down to. So I can't pick either one. But yeah, you hit a home run, David.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you. All right, David. So let everybody know where they can go and find your products and your social media, and being able to reach out and contact you if needed.
Yeah, of course. So across socials and the website, craftedbykairos.com. Here's the good news. We also have a sauce company, and I guarantee you it's unlike anything else you've reviewed on the show. So next time you have a guest that cancels, give me the heads up. I'll send some stuff out. We can come back and we can talk sauce.
Definitely. That sounds
Love it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Maybe we should do that sooner than later. Maybe December, Derek. Then that way we can just pair it with our rubs before we use them all.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. That's thinking right there. All right, yeah. So yeah, we'll get on the horn and see if we can make that happen. How's that sound, David?
Appreciate it.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you once again for spending your time and sending out these products. We all do appreciate it. And yes, people, listeners, viewers, go buy this product. We're going to be promoting this one for the next week or so. So you should be able to locate it pretty easy. Great product. It's not going to let you down. I can honestly say that I might throw some of this in my chili this weekend. So
there you go.
I have to elevate it for some strange reason. I got to get the bump to first, and I'm going to throw the coffee in there. I think I'm going to see if I can elevate it just a little bit. So,
all right. So we're going to be waiting for that post after next week.
Exactly. Yep. Well, thank you all. I appreciate every single one of you joining us every time we do this. And David, really thank you for taking the time to sending these out and joining us this evening.
Thank you much, man.
Thank you.
Good seeing everybody.
All right. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you next month on the tasting.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.